Hello, everyone. My name is Mr. Zach, and welcome to Preschool Storytime with Hudson Public Library. Let's get started. Hello, hello to you and you and you. Hello, hello to you and you and you. A big hello, a small hello. Hi, hello, 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 hello to you and you and you. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Let's get started today. All right, so the theme this week is Let's Be Thankful. And so I'm going to give you a few suggestions of different books with that theme. So let's get started. All right, so the first one is Thank You and Good Night by Patrick McDonnell. And this one is about some friends having a sleepover, and it is a beautifully illustrated book. If you are a fan of the style in Goodnight Moon, this one is a tribute to that. So if you don't know, for the little ones, a tribute means it's your way of trying to be like that and saying that you like that one, so you're going to be a little more like it. So this is a really fun one. All right, the next book I have is Thank You, Omu by Oge Mora. And this one is all about a delicious bowl of soup that Omu makes and shares with everyone in the community, and how they're all thankful for that. It's got a really fun twist at the end, a really cool art style in it. You can see these pictures here. That gives you a little bit of a sense of it. Beautiful book, really fun themes in this. All right, and the next one is a classic. So there is the Berenstain Bears by Stan and Jan Berenstain. And this one is Say Please and Thank You. So this is all about your manners and saying thank you and please for the things you are given. If you're unfamiliar with this series, which I'm guessing most people do know about this one, we've got lots of these at the library, and they're a lot of fun. All right, so this is a new one that we just got, and I think it's very appropriate for Thanksgiving coming up. This is Before We Eat, From Farm to Table, and that is by Pat Brisson. And this one is all about where our food comes from and being thankful for that. So it talks about all the farmers that help to make that, and some of the people that fishing. There's a chapter on, or not a chapter, but there's a part of it that talks about dairy. So if you want to think about the dairy in town or some of the farmers around here, this is a really cool one. All right, oops, hit my screen there. That's okay. All righty, so the next one is actually a bilingual book. So if you speak Spanish or you're wanting to introduce a little bit of Spanish, this one's really good. So this one is called Gracias and Thanks, and this is by Pat Mora. And this one is all about a kid who is thankful for all of the things that he sees around him. So from ladybugs to oceans and their best friend, this is all about that. And on one page, it will have the section in Spanish and then in English. So it's really cool to be able to see both of those on there. But even if you don't speak any Spanish, then this is a good book for you. All right, and then last, I've got the book We Are Grateful, and that one is by Tracy Sorrell. And this one is really interesting because it's got a few Cherokee words in it. So this is all about a Cherokee community and the way that they're thankful throughout the year. And so that is with this word in here, which I'm going to probably completely mispronounce, but it's Osleheliga. I'm struggling with this. So it's always good if you don't know how to pronounce a word, you can break it up into little parts, which is what I'm going to here. So ot, sa, li, he, liga. Ot, sa, li, he, liga. So that's kind of a long word, but that word is the Cherokee word that basically means we are grateful. And you can even see it there in their own alphabet. So really cool book. I definitely say take a look at this one. This one has been on our best of 2019 shelf for a while. Alrighty, so those are my books that I'm recommending for today. So I think we've been sitting for a little bit, so it's time to get a little bit of movement in. And so, just like last week, I'm going to get my special activity die. So if you didn't catch that one, I made, so just a regular die here. Remember, die is the singular, so means one of dice. And each of the numbers means a different type of activity, so a different type of movement. So I'm going to roll it, and then whatever that lands on, that's what we'll do. All right, we've got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that means stretch. All right, so you can do whatever type of stretch you are feeling. I'm going to get up with you. And let's see, what kind of stretch do I want? I'm going to do one of these. I'm going to plant my feet to the side and lift my arm over my head like this. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. There you go. Just get yourself loosened up a little bit. All right, so now that we've gotten stretched out, feeling a little bit of movement there, get your blood pumping. Let's start with a story here. So I'm changing this story up just a little bit. But this one is called The Traveler and the Dragon. Alrighty, so once upon a time, there was a traveler out walking. How do you do? I'm doing good. That's good. And that traveler is traveling along a trail when all of a sudden, walking along the trail, she sees an enormous dragon. Oh, wow. But that dragon is actually sleeping on a bridge. What do you think a dragon sounds like when it's sleeping? Why don't you take just a second and act that out for me? I want to hear what you think it sounds like. What do I think a dragon sounds like when it's sleeping? I think it's going to have a big snore. That's what I think, but I don't know. What do you think? All right, so anyway, this dragon is sleeping on the bridge, and the traveler comes up. What do you think she's going to do? What would you do? So she says to herself, that dragon looks like it's sleeping. I'm just going to step over it carefully so I don't wake it up. And then she walks down on the way. So she keeps walking down the path, and then all of a sudden, the dragon reappears again and says, I have been sleeping on that bridge for 2,000 years, and not one person has been brave enough to cross it until you. Wow. And the dragon says then, because you're so brave, I will gift you marvelous treasures. So after that, the dragon takes the traveler back to their home and gives them all these magical gifts. And my favorite of those gifts is a bag full of rice that never empties. Now, you might not like rice, but I think for me, if you had a bag of food that every time you took a scoop out of it, it would refill itself, I think that would be pretty cool. All right, so that's just a short one. The end for that. So now, let's do something else. Let's do another finger play. If you saw those last time, I got a box of finger plays, and we will do one more this time. This one is about bees. All right, so I'm going to do it first for you, and then I'm going to let you follow along the second time. All right, so I'll start out pretty slow. All right, so you'll want to follow along with what I'm saying, but also what I'm doing with my hands. So here, ooh, there we go. Here is the beehive. Where are the bees? Hidden away where nobody sees. Watch and you'll see them come out of the hive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bzzz, all fly away. All right, did you get that? If not, that's okay. We'll do it another time. All right, here is the beehive. Where are the bees? Hidden away where nobody sees. Watch and you'll see them come out of the hive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bzzz, all fly away. All right, did you like that? I hope so. I did. All right, so since that story was kind of short, I'm going to share another puppet story with you. All righty, with completely different puppets this time. All right. Once upon a time, there was a magical book. Hello. Oh, I'm going to need to hold that there. This is a kind of heavy puppet. And that book was filled with knowledge. Yes, I am. And that book decided, I have all this knowledge, but I want someone to share it with. So the book decides, I'm going to find somebody worthy to share this knowledge with. Ha, I've got an idea. So the book spreads word all throughout the kingdom that they are going to share tremendous knowledge with whoever comes to them, but there's one little price to it. So people come from all over the land and come up to the magical book to get it. But then every time they come up to the book says, you can have my wisdom, all of it, for absolutely free. But there is one condition. You must look into a magic mirror. And that magic mirror will show you everything wrong with you, all your faults, all the bad. And every time people came up to the book, they would get too scared and they would run away. They didn't want to see the things wrong with them. But one day, somebody came up to the book and said, I'm ready for your knowledge. And the book says, okay, but there is one price. You must look into the magic mirror. And the person says, okay, you know, I think I will take you up on that. Even though I'll realize the things that I don't necessarily like about myself, no one is perfect, and I'm willing to see that. And the book says, yes, you are truly worthy to hear my wisdom. In fact, there was no magic mirror at all. But this is a test that you have passed. And this test has showed that you're willing to learn knowledge despite what the cost is. So the lesson of this story is that sometimes knowledge is hard for us to hear, but that's okay because it helps you to learn. And learning is a way to make yourself get better at things. And so in the end, even though sometimes when you learn something and it's not easier for you to hear, it's a really good thing for you to know in the long run. Alrighty, so thank you for listening to those stories. Now I think we'll do another song. So if you can, come join me in getting up. If you don't have the ability to get up and you are in a chair, that is fine too. You'll be able to do this just as well. But we'll do a song with a little bit of movement in it. I'm gonna move my chair here so I don't knock that over. Gonna have some of my glass of water because that is always a good idea. All right, so this song has some actions to it, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you already know this one, but I'm gonna take it pretty slow for the people that haven't. All right, so this song is a classic. It is called Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. So let's get started. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. All right, so you can't see me while I'm doing it, but you're gonna touch the part of your body while I say what it is. So when I say knees and then toes, you go down and touch those and then go back up to your knees and then back down to your toes. Okay? So let's start over. So head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. All right, so I went a little faster than I meant to on that time, but that's okay. Let's speed it up just a little bit. You ready? Yeah, I think you are. All right. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. All right, how'd you do on that one? Did you do good? I think you did. All right, are you ready? Let's do it a little faster. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes. All right, how'd you do that time? I think you can still keep up with that, yeah? Mm-hmm. Want to go faster? I know I do. Let's go. All right. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes. All right, are you keeping up? We'll see how long I can keep up with myself here. All right, I think we can go faster. What do you think? Yeah, let's do it. So, head, shoulders, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes. All right, could you keep up? If you can't, that's okay. You can keep trying. All right, but if you are, let's try another time. I think we can go faster. All right, head, shoulders, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes. Whew, I don't know if I can go faster than that. Should I try? I think I'll try. Let's do one more faster. Let's see how fast we can go. Let's go real fast, all right? You ready? I think we got it. Yeah? Yeah? All right, let's go. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes. Woo! Did you get it? I think you did. If not, that is okay. All right. Good job, everyone. All right, I think we got a good amount of movement in there. So now we're going to keep reading our longer book. And if you didn't remember from last time, because I didn't end up reading this last time for some reason, it is The Velveteen Rabbit by Marjorie Williams. Let's see where we are right here. All right. So do you remember where we left off on this? So in case you don't, there is a bunny made of velveteen, which is a really soft fabric, and the bunny wants to become real. And it heard from an old toy that if the child that owns you loves you enough, you can become real. And we just heard the child say that they're thinking that the rabbit is real. So the rabbit's reacting to that. So let's see what's going to happen. That was a wonderful summer. Near the house where they lived was a wood, and in the long June evenings the boy liked to go there after tea to play. He took the Velveteen Rabbit with him, and before he wandered off to pick flowers or play at brigands among the trees, he always made the rabbit a little nest somewhere among the bracken. You know what bracken means? Where he would be quite cozy for he was a kind-hearted little boy, and he liked Bunny to be comfortable. You like your toys to be comfortable? I do, yeah. One evening, while the rabbit was laying there alone, watching the ants that ran to and fro between his velvet paws in the grass, he saw two strange beings creep out of the tall bracken near him. What do you think he saw? Let's find out. They were rabbits, like himself, but quite furry and brand new. They must have been very well made, for their seams didn't show at all, and they changed shape in a strange way when they moved. 1 minute they were long and thin, and the next minute fat and bunchy, instead of always staying the same like he did. There's a picture with this. You want to see the picture? Look at that beautiful picture. There's the Velveteen Rabbit, and there's the other rabbits. Can you read what it says right there? Yeah, that's right. It says summer days. Their feet patted softly on the ground, and they crept quite close to him, twitching their noses, while the rabbit stared hard to see which side of the clockwork stuck out, for he knew that people who jump generally have something to wind them up. Why do you think he's thinking that? I think it's because he spends a lot of times with toys, and the toys have a little wind thing on them. But he couldn't see it. They were evidently a new kind of rabbit altogether. They stared at him, and the little rabbit stared back, and all the time their noses twitched. Can you twitch your nose? I can't quite do it with mine. Some people can, though. Why don't you get up and play with us? One of them asked. I don't feel like it, said the rabbit, for he didn't want to explain that he had no clockwork. Huh, said the furry rabbit. It's as easy as anything, and he gave a big hop sideways and stood on his hind legs. I don't believe you can, he said. I can, said the little rabbit. I can jump higher than anything. Do you think he can? He meant when the boy threw him, of course, but he didn't want to say so. Do you like to throw your toys up in the air? There's some that I like to. Not all of them. You don't want to throw your breakable ones up in the air. Can you hop on your hind legs? Asked the furry rabbit. That was a dreadful question, for the Velveteen Rabbit had no hind legs at all. The back of him was made all in one piece, like a pincushion. Do you know what a pincushion is? If you ever see somebody sewing and they have a bunch of pins stuck into a little fabric ball, that's a pincushion. He sat still in the bracken and hoped that the other rabbits wouldn't notice. I don't want to, he said again, but the wild rabbits have very sharp eyes. All right, so what do you think it means when I say they have sharp eyes? Yeah, so normally when you say something sharp, it means it's pointy. But in this case, when they say sharp, they mean that it's really good. They're really powerful eyes, so they can see really well. And this one stretched out his neck and look. He hasn't got any hind legs, he called out. Fancy a rabbit without any hind legs, and he began to laugh. How do you think this makes the Velveteen Rabbit feel? I have, cried the little rabbit. I have got hind legs. I'm sitting on them. Then stretch them out and show me, like this, said the wild rabbit, and he began to whirl round and dance, till the little rabbit got quite dizzy. I don't like dancing, he said. I'd rather sit still. But all the while he was longing to dance, for a funny new tickly feeling ran through him, and he felt he would give anything in the world to be able to jump about like these rabbits did. The strange rabbit stopped dancing and came quite close. He came so close this time that his long whiskers brushed against the Velveteen Rabbit's ear, and then he wrinkled his nose and suddenly flattened his ears and jumped backwards. He doesn't smell right, he exclaimed. Do you know what exclaimed means? That's okay if you don't. Exclaimed means you said something in surprise. He isn't a rabbit at all. He isn't real. I am real, said the little rabbit. I am real. The boy said so, and he nearly began to cry. Aww. Just then there was a sound of footsteps, and the boy ran past near them, and with a stamp of his feet and a flash of white tails, the two strange rabbits disappeared. Come back and play with me, called the little rabbit. Oh, do come back. I know I am real. But there was no answer. Only the little ants ran to and fro, and the brackens lay gently where the two strangers had passed. The Velveteen Rabbit was all alone. Oh dear, he thought, why did they run away like that? Why couldn't they stop and talk to me? For a long time he lay very still, watching the bracken and hoping that they would come back, but they never returned, and presently the sun sank lower and the little white moths fluttered out, and the boy came and carried him home. All right. So how do you think the little Velveteen Rabbit is feeling right now? What do you think it was like talking to the two other rabbits? Do you think he feels good after that? I don't know. How would you feel if you were that rabbit? It's okay to feel different things sometimes. All right. So that might not be the happiest place to stop, but we'll see what happens in the future. I've got a feeling that something big is going to happen in this story coming up very soon. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. This has been Preschool Storytime with me, Mr. Zach, at Hudson Public Library in Hudson, Iowa. We do this every week, every Monday, and starting in December, our time is going to change back to our regular Monday evenings, and we are going to have those be at 6:15. So we've been uploading those at 3 o'clock now, but 6:15 will be the time that we'll be going back to. All right, so thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. I hope to see you again next week, and next week is going to be a mystery theme of Librarian's Choice. So I hope to see you then. Thank you. Bye.